Hey guys, it's me, Tim here, and I'm back again with another custom LEGO Star Wars set review. And I'm returning to one of my favorite shows, Star Wars Rebels. Last summer I did the Rebels set. You can see the Ghost up there. I actually just made the Phantom, I forgot, so I can review that too. The Phantom too. But here is the Gozanti-Class cruiser. This is the official set, but I've relatively heavily modified it, but also not really. Like, I've just touched it up. But for the figures, it's based off season 3 or 4. We got 2 Rebel Stormtroopers, which are Rebels from the design of their helmets. You can see I used the old design with the Rebels printing. And they actually have Angry Clone because I didn't bother to change out the faces, but I would have changed out the faces if I thought about it. They just have standard blasters. I did not use the Rebels torso for them. Then we have a officer to pilot the cruiser, and he's got a hat as well as a pistol, and the face I gave him was General Veer's face, just to have it different from the standard. And then next we have Ezra, based off of season 3 and 4, where he's got the standard Ezra face, and then he's got the Widow's Peak hair, the green lightsaber, and then the orange suit, as well as the pants. Which the orange suit is just a Rebel pilot suit, colored orange on the back. And then we got Sabine Wren. She actually came in the original set, but it was her season 1 design. This helmet came in the set, I believe. And she comes with her 2 pistols, which they use for most Mandalorians nowadays, LEGO does. And it's her season 3 design, where she has like the blue, green, and the 2 shades of blue and the green hair, rather than the blue and orange, and I forget the other color. Maybe it was also blue. I don't remember the exact color, but yeah. And she just has the angry face, and she just has a more closed off look. You know, she had no sleeves in the original. And then the final figure is Chopper, just to throw him in, because Chopper's an easy character to just throw in a set. Why not? But yeah. So for the actual set, what I changed was I just prettied it up a bit, you know. Well, I mean, I did kind of completely end up taking it apart. So there's that. It does have action features still. Spring-loaded shooter. That actually kind of hurt. And also at the rear, it has the top and bottom turrets, which you can see they move simultaneously and are connected to the engines. And they have stud shooters on them. And it has a handle, and I actually closed off the handle. Another example of what I changed is that little part there. But yeah, the handle, it has a hinge now that covers it, and then you can pry it out, and the handle still works. As you can see, it has the 4 TIE fighters on the bottom, and then for the cockpit area, I added this piece up here, and honestly, like, this whole center section is a bit different. You can see some newer parts here and there, but yeah, actually I think this is also raised a bit. You can see this opens up as it did in the original set, and I kind of changed up the cockpit inside, but you can fit your pilot in there pretty easily as a single stud for attachment for the roof, but the pilot just wedges in there, and then you can close it up, and it uses the like a Lego City car piece for the front. Yeah, I really like the shaping here. It's got its main play feature where you can drop the ties, so yeah, this front one's gonna drop. And I can drop the back one. And it's also got the stud shooter still, or spring-loaded shooter. And the TIE fighters are, oops, The TIE fighters are activated with these little pins that stick out there, and they run along the entire inside of the wing plates, which are actually very flat on the bottom. I considered adding an elevator. I should have added an elevator. But yeah, and you can hear stuff moving around because of the interior. TIE fighters are actually pretty simple, pretty bare bones, but they get the job done. Also, maybe I should make like an ATDP to throw on the side. I think the original set came with some TIE pilots, if I remember correctly, since it has TIE fighters in it. See, there's the antenna over there. And then in the Mandalorian, we know there's a cargo bay back here. And I considered adding that because I considered making it Mandalorian theme, but I don't have any other Mandalorian, like, you know, I don't have Bo-Katan, and I kind of wanted to have the official figures to do that. In the original set, this opened up and you could slide out a spring-loaded shooter rack where it had extra spare spring-loaded shooters, which I suppose you could still do that. I don't know what I did with it though. It's been lost somewhere. But, you know, if I still had it, you could still do that. But instead, I made it to where actually the entire thing comes off now, rather than just the back. And this opens it up a whole lot more. It's not very much usable up here, unfortunately, still. You can see this still hinges up. And these are actually kind of meant to be like liners to line it up whenever it's closing. But, like, yeah, this still isn't very usable, but you can probably, like, whenever you open it up to play, you can use it. You can see there's the pilot there. You can remove these if you wanted to have it fully opened up, and you can use that as playable space. Maybe use that as the cargo control room. Here's the handle. It's pretty firm in there. This was really fun to build, actually. And then here are the little containers. I don't know what's in them. Oh, spare spring-loaded, or spare studs for the stud shooter. And those go down there in that little pit thing there. And then there's this up in the front, which you can open. And you can fit one in sideways if you wanted. But yeah, I don't know what you'd use that for now. Because that, like, it was the same on either side, but I kind of put like a little terminal back here and used, you know, dark red, like Imperial colors. I guess you can, you know, you could use it as like a crawl space. And here's the little seating areas where you can seat some stormtroopers, maybe. You know, there's actually clips on the wall that you can use if you wanted. Yeah, you can put a stormtrooper here. You can operate whatever this is. And then you can maybe have the rebels sneak in like from the back. So you can throw them back there. That kind of works, I guess. But yeah. Oh, you can fit this in here and you can use this. Yeah, you could use it as a cargo. Like you can eject the cargo by opening this up and then push it out. But yeah, it would be really cool to get a new Gozanti cruiser, especially one with more maybe more accuracy. I mean, it's definitely more accurate than the Ghost was originally, so that's nice. Like, but it still feels like we could have gotten more. Definitely not one that could actually fit a TIE fighter, because that would have to be huge. But yeah, either way, the original set is still really good, especially with my modifications, I believe. It's fun. So, yeah, I'm just gonna reset it. Yeah, here's this again. It's kind of flimsy a bit, but not too flimsy. I'll just slide it back in here. These panel pieces kind of cup it and hold the side panels in place. Pretty simple. Yeah, it had a good few play features. It looks great on display, and you can fit the TIE fighters on it. It came with baby TIE fighters, which don't really look that far off from the Rebels TIE fighter anyways. So yeah, as I reset this, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.